Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Dark Knight Studios coming at you with another video. This is going to be a little bit of a interesting idea that I have for the WWE SummerSlam pay-per-view this Sunday, August 23rd. Okay, we have two women's championship matches. SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley defends against Asuka in the first women's championship match. And then Sasha Banks, the Raw Women's Champion, who is actually a SmackDown superstar, she defends the Raw Women's Championship against Asuka as well. Here's my thinking. Sasha Banks helps Bayley, tries to help Bayley retain the SmackDown Women's Championship, but instead, Asuka wins the title, turns around. Asuka wins the SmackDown Women's Championship from Bayley to become a two-time SmackDown Women's Champion. Then she turns around and wins the Raw Women's Championship from Sasha, becoming a double champion and overall holding both titles for the second time. And so then the following Raw, Asuka could come out and she could announce that she is vacating one of the championships. I would say the SmackDown Women's Championship, setting up a match at Payback, a battle royal to determine the new SmackDown Women's Champion. And somebody like Naomi could win it, hashtag give Naomi a chance. Naomi could win it. They could have somebody like Mandy Rose or Sonya Deville, who's never won the title, win it, which I would be okay with. And we have a new SmackDown Women's Champion crowned at Payback for the vacant title, a battle royal with all the women from SmackDown. Then I could see something happening for the Raw side. Asuka could set up a match, a rematch, or a title defense against someone from Raw at Payback. Bayley and Sasha Banks could defend the women's tag team championships. Their split is furthering. And you could have Sasha take the pinfall loss at Payback to Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan, who could win these women's tag team championships after defeating the Iconics at SummerSlam in a #1 contenders match on the pre-show. So then that means by the end of Payback, Bayley would have lost the SmackDown Women's Championship, Sasha Banks would have lost the Raw Women's Championship, and they would have both lost the women's tag team titles at Payback. So at the end of Payback, we could have a new SmackDown Women's Champion crowned. We could also set up Nia Jax versus, maybe at SummerSlam, Nia Jax could destroy and attack Shayna Baszler, leading to a match at Payback where Shayna Baszler gets revenge and gets the win and becomes #1 contender for the Raw Women's Championship. And then maybe she gets a shot against Asuka at the pay-per-view in September. Doesn't win. Then in October, Hell in a Cell. Asuka versus Shayna Baszler for the Raw Women's Championship. And Shayna Baszler finally wins the title and holds it, holds it until maybe WrestleMania, where you could have her lose it to a returning Ronda Rousey. Or Ronda Rousey could just straight up win the Raw Women's Championship. But I think it would be cool. It's either going to be Asuka wins both women's championships from Bayley and Sasha, and then vacates the SmackDown Women's Championship, setting up a match at Payback for the vacant title. Then Sasha and Bayley not only lose their respective women's titles, but turn around and lose the Women's Tag Team Championship at Payback, setting up a feud between them that culminates. They don't split yet, But maybe it culminates finally at a match at Hell in a Cell, where maybe you could have Bayley win. She's the heel. Sasha turns babyface. And then eventually, or Sasha Banks helps Bayley retain the SmackDown Women's Championship. Then later in the night, Bayley accidentally costs Sasha Banks the Raw Women's Championship, which teases, a split between the two. And then at Payback, Bayley and Sasha lose the women's tag team titles to the Riot Squad. That further has a chance to split them up until they get a rematch on, say, the pay-per-view in September. And they lose, and Bayley finally turns on Sasha. And that sets up a Hell in a Cell match between Sasha Banks and Bayley, where Sasha Banks finally wins the Hell in a Cell match. Then maybe later on down the line, tables, ladders, and chairs, TLC, they have a match one-on-one again, Bayley versus Sasha. Bayley gets the win this time, setting up a final match at WrestleMania 37 next year, where Sasha Banks finally wins and ends the feud. But that is my thinking for that. And this is Dark Knight Studios. If you like the video, please drop a like. Comment down below your thoughts. Give me your entire predictions for SummerSlam and some future things that you think could happen. And if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. And I will catch you at another time. This is Dark Knight Studios out.